Told you.
All right. All right. The Titans are up 14-9 on the back of an offensive player of the year worthy performance so far from Mr. Derrick Henry.
You got to stop.
Tractor
You're going to get
Cito.
him hurt. It's the only jinx I believe in. You're going to get him hurt.
Andy, there's another jinx. There's an even worse jinx.
What's that?
Is that he somehow wins MVP and that they ultimately give offensive player of the year to Tyreek Hill. And then I have some Tyreek Hill offensive player of the year, but not like a ton. I would much rather see 50-1 Derrick Henry offensive player of the year get home. If they give him the MVP and he is not the offensive player of the year for that purpose,
let's not say silly things we don't mean. Giving a running back MVP in 2022 feels real weird with the amount of good quarterback play.
Whoa. What good quarterback play?
We're going to be fine. Josh Allen's going to be fine. We're manifesting Josh Allen's healthy. We're manifesting Jalen Hurts isn't good anymore. Lamar Jackson isn't good anymore. You guys are going to be fine. All right, let's concentrate in on this one though. Patrick Mahomes has 200 yards passing already in this game. That kind of stuck out at me. The fact that and to be fair, those first two drives, those were really good drives. Like the scoring drives for Kansas City kind of made it seem like things were just going to be hunky dory for their offense, but it has been slowed up a little. And as even the broadcast booth is kind of illuminated, they're putting some extra hats on a certain member of the defensive line. And it's working, but there's still just good tackling. There's good pressure and decent coverage. The coverage hasn't been everything, but this isn't a complete team. I don't believe this is like some team that's going to make a run at the Super Bowl, but it's 5-2. Always felt like a bit of a stretch, but you go back and look at their wins. It's like, this team it's not bad. They have some pieces. They can make things work. I'm surprised they're leading at halftime. I'm surprised that we have a middle opportunity to all that I might just take. But if
it is kind of hysterical that Mahomes has 27 pass attempts and 200 yards passing, and he's had the third most influence on the game so far. Number one being the combination of Henry and Willis. Number two being Cleve Lakeman and the refs, and number three being Pat Mahomes. It's been a weirdly officiated game. I wish these guys would just freaking.
What do you think the deal
was? They just need to chill.
Block above the waist. So because somebody else was engaged with him and he touched him on the back, or what? I didn't have the sound on for that. I don't understand what that call was.
I didn't understand it. The Malik Willis where he scrambled as the Titans could have put pressure on the Chiefs in the 2-minute warning. And number 8 is literally like, I got nothing to do. I'm just gonna wander into this pile.
Yeah, no, that's the play I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, he could have just stood there and done nothing in that play, and nothing would have been different. He had no impact on the play. Why you throw that flag, I have no idea. Very, very strange. A couple of they're missing calls. They're making up calls. Like, it is just a hot freaking mess from this crew so far, and I wish they would just let them play this out. I will say that in general, the Chiefs feel like they can uncork. They can just gash any freaking time they feel like if they go pitch the Travis Kelce button. They've only pushed that button 4 times so far for 50 yards. I feel like they go to that well more aggressively here in the second half. Mahomes is the most dangerous guy with the ball in his hands on the ground for them so far by a freaking mile. Pacheco only 4 for 5 yards rushing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I guess, is still a thing. He's got 2 carries for 0. Yeah, this is the Mahomes show. And Tennessee defense wasn't especially impressive early, but they got it together. They're playing good coverage, and the pass rush is getting home. The offensive line for the Chiefs is healthy and solid, and they're getting beat. Punt were the last 3 drives by the Chiefs here in this game after a field goal. A very successful drive with a field goal in scripted plays, and then followed up with a nice touchdown drive. So it's yeah.
I have something stupid to say about the touchdown drive. Like that procedural penalty. I believe it was just probably a false start that stopped that third down play and moved him 5 yard back. as a Titans backer, as a man with a Titans ticket in pocket, not money line, just the plus 12.5. I felt worse about moving them back 5
Yeah,
yards, giving
yeah.
them room to operate. I know it's silly, and I'd have to go actually look at a bunch
You
of
liked how compressed the field was.
I
You're
did.
like, yeah.
I don't think they're like some power short running team.
No,
Like if they score
never
on that
have been.
if on that 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, if they'd gone for it again, I felt like it would have had been like some sort of trick play or like a leaking fullback out
It
for a
would have
quick
been
pass.
it would have been the shovel to Kelsey. Clearly, that's what they go to in that moment every freaking time, and it works every time. So why would you go to that play? I would
let's-
say yeah, go
Second
ahead.
half line. Do you got an opinion real quick?
I mean, I think the Titans cover this 7.5. I think they cover. I don't think the Chiefs are running away.
I
with
wanted
this
it
game.
to be
No way.
7.
The Chiefs aren't running away with this game. No way. The Titans are offensive game plan is really, really solid. Malik Willis is very, very comfortable doing what they're asking him to do. All of the misdirection stuff with the running and then getting him out of the, going the other way. That they can just continue to press that button, it's going to work. I think the Titans are going to score here. They're going to put the Chiefs in a little bit of a tight spot, and Chiefs getting
Should be
nothing
betting. I kind of like both offenses have moved.
over.
I think Kansas City gets their shit going. I kind of like the over, but what is just is it basically like a 7.5 for the second half team total for the team that gets the ball
Titans
first?
you know what? Let's go Titans team total over.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously. Titans aren't going into just like kill the clock mode at all.
Well,
Like
not
Willis
only that,
is,
but
Willis
they
is
start
dangerous.
with the ball, correct?
Yes, Titans get the ball first.
Titans get the ball first. Team total 7.5. I know it's a very good staff. It's a very smart, savvy team, but try to stop the Willis runs. I guess if you try to
Yeah.
stop the Willis runs, you're gonna be getting Henry in your mouth.
The Chiefs traded away one of their cornerbacks who they benched and then promptly lost a cornerback in this game, which would
Yeah.
be pretty hilarious if that ultimately bites them in the butt.
All right, Titans team
let's
total
go
over
Titans team total over.
7.5.
Yes, excellent.
Minus 110
Love
is what I'm
this.
finding.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I think Derrick Henry can get this himself. I mean, he's only got 2 touchdowns so far. He's got 3 more in him.
He's got at least 3 more in him.
Yeah. No, it's serious. It's like I'm not trying to be I'm being somewhat tongue in cheek here, but I did bet a lot of Derrick Henry Offensive Player of the Year, so I want this to be something to cheer for through the next stanza of the NFL season, because there's not a lot of other things to cheer for right now. Because I mean, like, the NFL was pear-shaped already this season, and it may have gotten worse today.
If this second half play wins, I will take $100 of the winnings and buy Powerball tickets with it tomorrow. It's like $2 billion. Like that's almost life-changing money.
Almost.
Right there.
Almost. Right there.
Yeah, Tua 50-1. Insanely live. I don't know what Tua's market price was.
What did Elon buy Twitter for?
44.
What was?
Yeah, it was
number
like
was
40 billion.
Yeah, you think you could?
I could buy Parlor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the value could decrease enough where you could scoop it from him in a bargain basement price after you have the Powerball winnings in pocket. Is that crazy?
I don't know if I'd want to own Twitter.
Is it worth $1 billion?
See, you don't want it's like these things run in cycles. Like Twitter's not going to be around forever. Josh Allen, UCL. Let's do some research. We've had like 6 people ask about the Josh Allen injury. He has a history. He had a UCL sprain in 2018, and the way his arm got, mashed into his shoulder, maybe. So
I haven't heard anything good.
A mild UCL sprain is usually something you play through. It heals over the course of 2 weeks to a month, and you can play through it. If it's a partial tear, you're going to miss 2 to 3 games in minimum, 6 to 8 at the most. That's going to take 2 months to fully heal. If he actually tore his UCL, whatever in there, the ligaments, obviously the season's over. Didn't seem like it was that bad, so I'm guessing this is just like a mild sprain. I don't know.
Oh boy, Andy, people want hoops plays already.
And
You
he
already
could
in
just
on
buy
it?
the bar he gets the fish fry at. While there is some value early, I hate betting early season stuff. I probably won't play much college basketball this week. If I play anything, I'll tweet about it. But I'm taking it
Realistically,
easy.
if you are the Chiefs in Spagnuolo, what defensive adjustments are you even making at halftime to combat this particular rushing attack? Like it's
I don't know
really, really
if
dynamic.
you commit to, hey, let's stop Henry. I think you're very liable to these these called running plays from Malik Willis along the edge. They're really getting a nice seal when he goes to the edge. When they actually call it, he has like, oh, that's 5 yards easy. Oh, that's 15. Jesus. And then, I mean, even if you commit to stop Henry, many have tried, many have failed. Good luck. If that's your game plan, have fun with that. I'd try to limit Henry by, maybe not fully stacking, but have your strong safety or whoever just play up a little closer. I don't know if you're going to get beat over the top by Willis. That one throw though
He
down by the
threw a
goal
beauty.
line.
Yeah, the
that was
goal line throw was incredible, and the one that got dropped, where the one on the play where the cornerback.
I'm not sure
got
I
hurt.
could afford. The Commanders are probably going to go for 3 or 4 billion after taxes. I won't have quite enough. I might have to
You're
split
gonna
it
need
with
some
like J-Lo.
Yeah, you're gonna need some financing or an investment team to buy the Commanders. Yeah. Although Andy as commander in chief would be something.
I wouldn't want to live in that area either. I shouldn't say that. I've never been to the DMV.
You're not a huge fan of Raljon?
I don't know. I just heard there's a lot of crime. I like it here where there's no crime.
Wow.
7 billion for the commies, Randy Mitchell said. Yeah, that's out of my price range. I can afford to sponsor my daughter's volleyball team. That's where I'm at. Or a CFL team. Although fun fact about the under 12 volleyball team this
cheap
year.
sponsorship, I bet, right?
I got my eye on one of the coaches, if you know what I mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Cute
we
little
got
blonde.
we got a little role play situation going.
Yeah,
on
no,
here, huh?
wife is coaching, so I have to go to all this shit.
Oh,
KTTC is yet
you
to
got the
spoke.
hots for coach.
Hots for coach. Yeah, I'm gonna make her wear the volleyball shorts. I don't think coaches have to. That's more of a baseball manager thing. Browns Dolphins talked about this total.
It's too low.
I worry about the pass rush slowing down this Dolphins offense a little. I know what we saw, but that was against a Bears defense. It's pretty rough. If that pass rush shows up like they did against Cincy, maybe this is probably about right. I bet this still does get bet up a little. I'm a little sketched up by it though. Yeah, I could just private jet there.
Kevin Clooney with a great question. Does Carson Wentz ever start a quarterback in the NFL again? This was the much ballyhooed expected opportunity for him to face the Boo Birds at the
Yeah,
Lynx.
this stinks.
And
that
he will
doesn't get to
not
play.
likely be taking the field here in Philadelphia, which is rough.
We're getting some good questions. We should say like overtime is for questions. Just pepper us with these. If anybody has anything on Josh Allen,
playoffs. Great question, Foos.
I was just gonna look at the playoff picture one. The AFC is
a hot mess.
Well, it's toy-legged tiger. So right now, as we stand, nothing will change. No matter who wins this game, Drew, nothing will change about who leads these divisions. The Titans and your Chiefs will be your 2 and your 3 seed.
And actually, you know what? You can put those two teams in pen in the playoff division winners picture. And you can, in my opinion, you can eliminate all of the remaining South and West teams.
Yeah,
at least the market is telling you.
Right now, your second best West team right now is the Chargers, who are 5-3 and currently do sit in a playoff spot
and
with
touchdown dogs next week.
Yeah, their schedule's tough. They're going to be right there this whole time. So I'm not going to completely rule them out, but the Jets have 6 wins, the Dolphins have 6 wins, and then right there, the Bengals and Patriots have 5. So your first 9 have 5 wins or better. And then it's a 2-game drop down to the Browns. The Browns are technically behind the Colts because the Colts have a tie. So it would be tough because they're going to have to leapfrog a Patriots team. They're going to have to leapfrog the Bengals by probably beating them again. Browns is a tough ask. I did start here. Here's a fun fact. I did start Deshaun Watson in fantasy today.
Wow.
Because I'm in a 2-quarterback league, and I have 3 quarterbacks. One of them's Watson. The other 2 run by. I didn't plan that out very well, and I didn't know what to do, so I started him. I thought it was funny.
Andy, would
Guessing
you
I'm
believe
getting the shit kicked out of me?
Browns one of the handful of teams in the NFL with a positive point differential. They are +1 on the season. You know who are some likely playoff teams that have negative point differentials? One is our Tennessee Titans. They are -6 on the season. The Miami Dolphins -11 on the season. How is that possible? Who did the Miami Dolphins lose in buckets to? I don't really remember those games, I guess. Was it the Bengals game that really flipped that? Anyway, Dolphins are -11 on the season. Jaguars +21 on the season. They're 3-6.
So yeah, the Patriots beat the tar out of the Browns that game. If you remember that one, that was an absolute shellacking.
I completely forgot that game.
Otherwise, the Browns' losses were a 1-point loss very late to the Flacco-led Jets. Was that a 2-point loss to the Chargers in a really fun game? If you like running backs, a 3-point loss in Atlanta, and then that 3-point loss to the Ravens. So yeah, the other 4 losses were like a combined 8 points. And then with the 32, the 32,
a lot on the Dolphins.
What is their point differential right now for the Browns?
They're +1 on the season.
Yeah, so they were -20 before the game started. Like they had to beat the shit out of the Bengals to get on the right side of 0 there. No.
Yeah.
I don't think the Browns make the playoffs.
The Bills still have the best point differential in the NFL, even though they're coming off of a gross loss. Yeah. And we worry about our prince, Josh Allen.
All right, my playoffs for the AFC: Bills, Titans, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals, and decent chance both of those teams make it. And then Jets, Dolphins, Chargers, Patriots.
One team from that.
2 of those teams have to go.
You got to give the Dolphins the inside track.
I'm probably giving. I'll go. My wild card teams. I'll give the Ravens the division. My wild card teams: Dolphins, Bengals, Patriots.
Patriots, really? Wow.
I don't know. I gotta look at schedules.
Belichick finds a way.
Chargers, Patriots, Jets. That's a big mess. I'm not sure who comes out of that. NFC's probably easier. Vikings and Eagles are in, right? Seahawks are in one way or the other. Somebody's getting in from the South. It doesn't matter who. Probably the Bucks. And then the Cowboys, if they, maybe they could pull something off. They'd have to beat the Eagles to do it and hope they slip up elsewhere. Cowboys are almost certainly in as a wild card, though. I think the Niners are in some which way. And truthfully, look, the Giants are 6-2 as well. Like the next team out is the Atlanta Falcons. The Washington Commanders lost the game and are only 1 game out of the playoff hunt at this point. There's a bunch of teams. I wrote off the Rams earlier. They're the 10 seed. Like they're not that far. So the
we
Niners
have 10 seeds in the NFL now?
Just if you kept going, technically they're the 10 seed. So the Niners are 4-4. They are your 7 seed as we sit right now. The Rams are only like a game behind them. So, I mean, maybe the Rams aren't completely dead if they figure something out, but losing to the 49ers a couple times certainly doesn't help with that tie break. The NFC playoff picture as it currently sits: Eagles, Vikes, Hawks, Bucks, Boys, Giants, Niners. That just might be it. The Buccaneers could be replaced by the Falcons, I guess, if things get weird for those 2 teams. But the way it sits right now, that might just be it, with maybe the 49ers taking the division, Seahawks getting in on a wild card, and then the Cowboys and Giants switching back and forth. They're currently 5 and 6 respectively. That's the thing Charles pointing out too. So of all those AFC teams I mentioned, 3 of them are in the same division. Now that 4 of them.
What have we've seen? Pats Jets is the game off the bye for both teams. Both Jets and Pats head into the bye on huge wins and come out and play each other. We have seen Pats Dolphins once, that went Dolphins. We've seen Jets Dolphins once, that went Jets. So there's a little bit of eating each other. Yeah. That's that. Yeah, actually, that's exactly right. A, B, C, in between those three so far this year. Yeah. I think realistically the reality of where we are at in the NFL, Andy, is that there are no good teams.
Yeah.
And the product is kind of garbage. And this is just going to be a little bit of musical chairs between now and New Year's.
Yeah, I want to be quite clear. The Vikings are not a good team.
No.
It's still a pretty susceptible defense that, again, they were losing to the Cardinals. They were losing to the Commanders. They were losing to the Bears. They were losing to the Lions. Obviously, they were losing to the Eagles. What was game one? The Packers game was ugly. They never trailed in that one. I'm trying to think of the other Vikings game, but the Vikings are winning one possession games, and they're doing it coming back in most of these. The Dolphins game doesn't count. They got like backup quarterbacks in that one.
Okay, so here real quick.
That's their best. Is that their best win? Someone's asking that.
Yeah, it is. There's still a lot of they're pressing the Travis Kelce button. Oh boy. There's still a lot of game left to play here. Chiefs could ultimately cover, but we had some big spreads this week that weren't close. Eagles almost got there, but that felt like a one-score game.
Yeah.
Right? For like the whole game.
Dan language.
Bill's never close.
Tits pick. Dan's asking for nudes, apparently.
Oh, Titans got a pick.
Oh, McCreary.
Who's McCreary? Is he a Titan?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Position.
Oh, I like that.
God, at least give me the 7 so we can
McCreary.
get the tough one out of the way here.
Is McCreary a rookie? No, he's not. He's not one of their young guys. Fulton's the young guy who especially excellent.
The guy covering name that.
I just Googled McCreary, and the top hit is an American musician named Bear McCreary. He's an American musician and composer of film, television, and video game scores based in Los Angeles. That may be targeted. They want me to connect with Bear McCreary.
Mine is Mindy McCreary.
Yours is Mindy McCreary?
Yeah, apparently she's country. Is she dead? My goodness, she did pass away a few years back. That's sad.
I also get McCreary's Irish Pub and Eatery in Franklin, Tennessee. I get McCreary Modern Inc., an employee stock ownership.
Who was the court? Was it Mike White that we Googled?
Yes, and he was the 8th Mike White.
He was not even close. There was a Wikipedia for some other Mike White.
You know who that Mike White was, right? He was the show creator for White Lotus.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes. Mike White was the
who's their new episode
director of television and film for White Lotus.
I'm caught up on White Lotus. It was a very scathing commentary. I enjoyed it. Anything Sydney Sweeney's in, I will watch, including her untimely death in Handmaid's Tale. I really loved Euphoria, but I'm caught up. I like Mike White was in School of Rock. Another different.
Yeah, he was the Mike. No, that was him. No.
Mike White.
Yeah, same Mike White. Yeah. That's.
It's funny. Well, I'll have to watch I'll watch White Lotus after this.
Yeah, he's actually got a very, very impressive IMDb. Mike White has been.
School of Rock was just a great family film.
He's been up to a lot. White Lotus is sort of his breakout as far as producing. But he has been around for a long time. He wrote Nacho Libre. How about that?
Never did see that. Field goal is good. So we got 3 points off the board. Tennessee to win the championship. I mean, if they get past if they get past Kansas City tonight, I don't know.
I
It
make
feels-
Tennessee minus
feels like
3.5
they're
on a neutral against Georgia.
Don't do that. Stop right now. They got
No, the Tennessee Titans.
Oh,
Minus
okay.
3.5
Okay.
against Georgia.
No, I did watch part of that second half. Tennessee kind of got manhandled by
Yeah,
that.
they did.
How do you graduate? And I don't know, and Dan will tell me exactly who it is. Whoever, and it's more recruiting probably, but whoever the defensive coordinator for Georgia is, essentially your whole team got drafted, and then you go and put out a team that essentially, if they would have wanted to, and if the game state would have been close, probably could have held Tennessee without a touchdown. In the number one offense, essentially, they just kicked the shit out of that offensive line up and down the
Yep.
field. So
Yep.
that was it might be kind of a gross national championship. Georgia's just better than everyone. Stetson doesn't fuck it up. They're going to just win, right? I don't know. I don't know if I trust Ohio State. I think I don't watch enough
assuming that
college
it's a
football to
done-
know this.
I know.
Is
I watched
Michigan better
enough.
than Ohio State?
I watched enough college football to know that if you're declaring it over on November 6th, you're going to be wildly surprised. Wildly surprised by what happens next. Because
I'm gonna be like whatever TV station did it way too early 2 years ago. I'm calling Georgia.
You're
calling Georgia. We might.
Okay.
I'm going to call it for Georgia, even though we might not actually find out for 2 months.
You're calling Georgia. Georgia has been.
Yeah, I suppose Kirby is a defensive coach, so. I'm excited for the Ohio State game.
Yeah, getting all the good players.
Should we take it down a notch and talk Kyrie quick? Do you have clarity on that? Are they going to make him like bend the knee before he's going to have to go through some shit before they let him play, right? He's going to have to do a class and apologize and stuff, correct?
Yeah. And this is going to turn into a staring.
Will he do that?
This is going to turn into a staring contest because Kyrie probably doesn't really want to play because he's weird like that, and he's an absolute lunatic in terms of his contrarian bullshit. No, I don't. And ultimately, he will finish the season as a net because if they try to sell, if they try to sell him now, they're selling him for 5 cents on the dollar, and he'll ultimately get to. I don't know ultimately how this goes one way or the other, but
I think staring contest was kind of what I was looking for you to say. I didn't think Kyrie would. They're going to tell
it's going to be a staring contest, but they have cause now not to pay him, which is, I think, ultimately move the needle. Because I think he liked not playing and still getting paid, and now he's going to not play and not get paid. And they're putting the crunch on him from the shoe contract. His shoe contract was always the X factor because it was the best selling shoe of all time. Kind of took over the number one shoe, and Nike now is involved in all of this.
Nike actually
I know
up.
Nike is involved in all this now, and so it's when you get to that level of you need to fix this nonsense, things tend to get fixed. So the idea that he has a performance in front of the cameras crying about how wrong he was and accepts his punishment and comes back to the team after 5 games, that seems like the most likely outcome. But what the hell do I know? Ultimately, the Nets have a bunch of disadvantaged situations between now and the early part of December. They are still not at the bottom of their market price point at all, not even close. They're still rated like an average team. They are not there now.
Sure.
Simmons is not playing well at all. They do not have full strength in terms of the shooting, who they ultimately will at some point. So it is not time to buy low or to sell early on the Nets, in my opinion.
Okay. I just wanted, if you had some clarity on that situation. I assumed they're kind of the don't give a fuck franchise, but I'm assuming the league has talked to them hey.
Well,
guys,
I think
you have to do something.
The Nets suspended him because the league said, if you don't, we will. And if you do, then it's kind of in your court to fix this. And they elected that path as opposed to letting the league determine the what needed to be done to fix this. So it's still an absolute fucking mess. Kyrie is a true lunatic.
This league.
He's a lunatic. And I actually, you know what? If you're just waking up now and realizing Kyrie Irving is not all the way there, where have you been? dude was on record as I believe the
Drew.
Earth is flat. Like,
Uncle Drew.
what else did you? What other information did you need to know that Kyrie Irving is not exactly playing with the full deck?
You remember that shot in Game 7, though? I mean, fuck me. That was so, like just ice. Just ice. It was
a
so
great
good.
shot. You're right.
God, that whole game was so good. And then,
It
yes,
was.
if you would like to have something, you say, well, Andy, that Georgia lock that you just gave me, it's not a terribly big price. I don't know if I want to put all my money on that. Parlay it with the Bucks. Bucks are in 4. Bucks in 4. So what's the first? Is the first round best of 7 still? This is how bad I am at NBA.
Yes, every round is best of 7.
How long ago is it that they did best of 5?
Man, best of 5 was like 2010. It's been a long time.
I know, but it's still so embedded in my brain that I'm like, did they do that? Because baseball keeps changing back and forth. That's what fucks with me. So, Bucks 16-0 playoffs. Lock it in.
No chance. I am selling.
That's
I'm still.
hard to do.
If you want to buy Bucks now, I will sell you all the Bucks you want.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to use a sports book.
There are many reasons to believe that the Bucks are peaking too early, and that this ultimately is not a team that is going to dance through a playoff.
You know what?
run.
I think you'll get a better price because I think they know they're peaking too early. They're a smart team, so they're just all right. We're fucking the world up.
Andy,
We're better than
Budenholzer a lot of credit.
Hang with me here. So he says, all right, we're better than everybody. We're fucking up the league. All right, let's take the foot off the gas for the next 6 months. We'll ramp it back up in April. We'll see you guys here. Go, everybody take off 1 game a week, and we'll meet back here in April and see how it goes. I don't know.
Giannis has one speed. Giannis is not a load management guy. He's probably lock up Giannis MVP if you want. That's fine. But this is not a team that I'm super.
Which sucks because Luka deserves an MVP one of these years, guy. Maybe this year. He's so good. So, all right, I'm gonna go home.
All right, man. Good job.
Check on that volleyball.
Take care. All right, man.